Alright guys, welcome back to Love Ribbon. I'm the Leviathan, and let's continue on with the game. Where we last left off, we were enjoying ourselves with Zoey and such. We were skipping class, getting into all sorts of adventures, and we eventually got caught by our principal. Or one of our professors, rather. I couldn't remember which one it was, and he pretty much was saying that Iris was close to losing her scholarship and blamed it all on Zoey. Now Zoey's all mad, so we're going to go from there. Shit. That stupid old man. Where does he get off, acting like he knows everything about me? Bad influence my ass. What's so bad about getting a job and having a little fun? Mr. High and Mighty probably doesn't even know the meaning of the word fun. I know you're upset, but it's not nice to talk about someone like that. Iris? Zoey spins around in a surprise suddenly as I address her. What are you doing here? Should you be nerding it up with the professor? I probably should, but right now I'd much rather be consoling my dearest little sister. I smile at Zoey as she scoffs at my remark. Little sister, huh? I don't think anyone will ever guess which one of us is the older sibling. That's fine. If you want to be the older sister, I'll happily let you pamper me. Ah, careful. I might just take you up on that offer. But are you really sure you want a bad influence like me to be responsible for you? The smirk on Zoey's face disappears in an instant. She hangs her head and stares at me with a serious yet sullen expression. Even if I don't like what the old man was saying, there was some truth to his words. I'm the one who keeps pressuring you to skip school or ditch class with me. I'm the one inviting you out when you should be studying. If it weren't for me... Don't you dare talk like that. Weren't you listening to me back there? I chose to skip class. I chose to go out instead of studying. Everything that's happened is my fault, not yours. If I do lose my scholarship, then that too will be my fault, and mine alone. Though surprised by my response, Zoey quickly recovers and begins to frown. What's the deal with that anyways? That lithium thing. The Lilium scholarship? It's just like the professor said, it's a scholarship that allowed me to enter the Lilium College. Not only that, I'd also be able to stay at their dorms free of charge. I'd be practically guaranteed a job by the end of my education there. And that's something you want? It is. I don't usually talk about school stuff with you since you find it boring, but getting a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. I can't tell you how many hours of sleep I've lost because I've been writing essays or studying ahead or engaging in extracurricular activities. After all of the work I've put in, receiving a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. Wow. I didn't realize it was such a big deal. As you know, academics really aren't my thing. Even if I do alright in some subjects, I could honestly care less. I don't mean to say you're wasting your time or anything, but to me, it all just seems so pointless. I thought you might see it that way. But that's okay. I know you aren't keen on school. If you'd rather be working than studying, I don't see it with that. Thank you. At least you get it. I tried to tell our father that I didn't want to go to some fancy school, but he was really insistent. I think he felt guilty about never getting to know me, if we've only met a few times. He probably thought he could he could make amends by putting me on the right path or some rubbish like that. Haha, that sounds like our father, alright. Still, I'm surprised he managed to persuade you. You must have inherited your forcefulness from him. Sadly, I think you're right. I told him that I wanted to make music, but he said he wanted me to finish school. That's when he got the bright idea of pairing us up together. You make that sound like it's a bad thing. No, I didn't mean it like that. Of course, now I'm glad that we're together. But at first, I wanted nothing to do with you. You were just a pampered little girl sent by our father to spy on me and make sure I wasn't up to anything. That's actually part of the reason why I wasn't going out at night without telling, or was going out at night without telling you. I didn't want you reporting to our father that I was playing guitar instead of studying. But even after you found out, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to play so badly that I thought I'd go crazy. Even if our father doesn't approve, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And for better or for worse, I'm going to keep on doing it. Zoey seems strangely happy as she starts to talk about her love for music. Despite the fact that she's denigrating herself, sorry, I'm so tired today. Zoey is speaking in a calm and dignified manner. She knows exactly what she's most passionate about, and she isn't ashamed to admit it. Realizing that, I begin to feel like I'm the screw-up. As hard as I work towards my studies, the truth is I don't know what I want to do when I graduate. I have no real goal at all. Compared to Zoey, who already knows what she wants to do with her life, I can't help but feel more that she's the more mature of us sisters. You know what, Zoey? The professor said that you're going down a bad path, but I don't think that's true. You're working towards a clear goal, and you have the ambition to get there. You're serious and taking real steps towards realizing your dream. On the other hand, my path is so brittle that a single failed test can completely derail my life. I stare at the sheet of paper in my hand. Before parting ways, the professor printed out the details of the makeup test which I would be participating in. But thankfully for the jester, I am now more nervous than ever as the reminder of my failure stares back at me. So those are the details of the retest, huh? Let me have a look. Rather than address my concerns, Zoey takes my hand in hers with a smile. For a brief moment our hands touch, and I feel her warmth transmitting into my body. A second later we separate, and Zoey has the paper in her hands. Let's see now. You still have got time. You can study before then. No sweat. You're gonna ace this test, Iris. I'll make sure of it. Zoey. Zoey flashes me a smile, then returns her eyes to the sheet of paper. As she reads a little further, however, her expression quickly darkens. Hang on, what's with the timing of the test? Oh yeah, they can't do it during school hours, so it has to be after school. That's not a problem, is it? I've come home from school later than that before. There isn't a problem here. That isn't the problem here. So angrily shoves a piece of paper in my face. I take another look at the time and try to figure out what has her so mad. Seeing me draw a blank, Zoey points to the date of the test. Ah, you get it now? Shit, this seriously can't be happening right now. Though I didn't see it immediately, the date and time do indeed pose a problem. The time of my test overlaps with Zoey's upcoming performance, her biggest to date, and also the most important. She had mentioned it several times already, although ensuring that I wouldn't forget, and whenever I assured her that I wouldn't miss it, her joy was obvious. This sucks. I was really looking forward to your show too. But it can't be helped. I'll just have to go to the next one. Can't be helped. That's your conclusion? Iris, do you have any idea how important this show is to me? Or how badly I want you to come? This isn't just some event you can just brush off like it's nothing. It's a huge deal to me, okay? No, I get that, but I really need to retake this test. The future could be riding on this test. You can't just blow it off. Sure you can. It's just one stupid test, right? Would you rather come see your sister play on a real stage with tickets and everything? This could be my big break, and I want you to be there. No, it's more than that. I need you, Iris, please. Zoey grabs my shoulders. Her voice is tight with desperation, and her grip is stronger than she realizes. Truth behold, I want to be there for her, and if this wasn't such a tense situation, hearing Zoey that she needed me would have caused my heart to beat furiously. Unfortunately, I can't afford to think like that right now. It's without a doubt an unfair decision to make. Nobody should ever have to choose between their future and their own family. Be that as it may, that's exactly what I must now do. Will I redeem myself and pursue my academic future? Or will I support Zoey and help achieve her dream? No. I can't flunk out of school. Sorry. I support my sister, but she'll get over it. I gotta take the retest. I'm sorry, Zoey, but I can't go see you play. This test is just too important. It could be a difference between me going to college or not. Can't throw that opportunity for a night of fun. Zoey stares at me wide-eyed for a moment without saying anything. She can't believe what she's hearing, or rather, she doesn't want to believe it. Temporarily frozen, Zoey gradually begins to move. She pulls her hands away from mine and takes a step back. She then looks me in the eye with a serious glare, as though she's trying to stare me down. You're choosing some stupid test over me? Zoey, don't. Don't what? Tell the truth? That's exactly what you're doing. You were asked to choose what was more important to you, some test or me. You've made your choice, and I was foolish to think you might choose differently. Zoey's words portray sadness, but her face does not. Despite the tears in the corners of her eyes, she looks and sounds pissed. Zoey, it doesn't have to be like that. Just one show. I'll come to the next one, okay? No, Iris, it's not okay. What happens when my next big break comes up and you're too busy studying or have an exam to sit? This isn't just some one-off event. The choice you made today is the same one you'll always make. I'm nothing more than an obstacle to you. That much is clear now. I can feel my own face contort in anger as I listen to Zoey's words of accusation and self-pity. For goodness sake, Zoey, are you seriously this insecure? Why do you have to be like this? It isn't my fault that the times overlapped. No, of course it isn't. How could it be? Nothing is ever your fault. This is all my fault. I'm the evil delinquent who tricked Little Miss Perfect into skipping school and cutting class. Just blame everything on your no-good sister. Everyone will be thinking it anyway. God, Zoey, will you listen to yourself? You think everything revolves around you. My entire future is on the line, and all you can think about is how that affects you. But what about me, Zoey? Don't you care about what this means for me? If I skip this test and go see your show, that's it for me. No college scholarship, no second chances. I'll be hanging on by a thread. Are you seriously so desperate for my company that you've had me kicked out of school and give up on my future? Ah, like you even care. Future this, future that. You keep talking about what's yet to come. But the truth is, you have no idea even what you want. You said yourself that you have no career in mind or no particular goal, right? Well, I do. Zoey and I grit our teeth as we face off. Although we're alone, I have no doubt that our argument can be heard from many classrooms away. Our spat is sure to become a topic of conversation for many days to come. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Do as you please. I'm out of here. Zoey, what do you think you're going? Wherever I damn well please. Just as I thought from the start. If I want to follow my dream, I'll be doing so on my own. I call out to Zoey repeatedly as her figure recedes. I reach out to grab her hand, plead with her, and even try to take back what I said. But Zoey's mind is made up. She's leaving. I can't stop her. All I can do is cry as I regret my decision, and hope that take some time apart is just what we need. Damn it, school's important. We'll get over it. Can't retake a test. I'm home. Not that anyone's here to greet me. Return home late after studying back at school to take the retest. All of my time recently has been spent studying, and even today leading up to the test, I spent every moment of free time with my head inside a book. Now with the test finally over, I can relax at last. I'm exhausted. Studying nonstop may be the best way to get results, but it's still tiring. I turn to face the front door as the sound of the front door locking hits my ears. Who on earth? To my great surprise, Zoey flies through the door. I checked the clock to see what time it is. I thought our show would run much later into the night. Zoey, hey. Avoiding eye contact with me, Zoey sets her guitar bag in the hallway like she always does. Did it go well? Why do you care? I try to keep myself calm as old wounds from our earlier argument flare up. I do care, Zoey. Please, you can't seriously still be mad at me. Walking over to Zoey, I take her hand into my own, feeling their cold softness from the night air. As Zoey studies my face, her shoulders dip into defeat. No, I guess not. I nuzzle into her, relief spreading throughout my whole body. Finally, we can just go back to normal and forget about that stupid spat. So is everything alright? I thought your show would run late. I don't want to talk about it. Zoey extricates... Sorry, I'm so bad with words today. Zoey extricates herself from me, stepping away. I'm going to take a shower. Oh, alright, well I guess I'll go lay down. On the floor, slipped under the apartment door, I noticed an envelope. Usually I receive mail through the mailbox for this apartment downstairs, and I need to check the box myself. For someone to deliver an A4 envelope to my door personally must be important. Let's see here. There's no name on the letter, but the return address is... What? I almost dropped the envelope in surprise as I read the business name written above the back of the address on the back. These are the results of the genetics test. Zoey, it's here. What's wrong? What's here? The test. It's here. The results are here. What test? Did that professor let you move the test forward after all? The professor? No, not that test. I'm talking about the, genetic test. Oh. Zoey's face is colored with both surprise and anxiety as those final words leave my mouth. I'd almost forgotten that we'd even took the test. This is quite a surprise. Yeah, you can say that again. So, what does it say? I look at the sealed envelope in my hands. The envelope begins to open as I undo the seal, and inside I find several sheets of paper. Let's see. Blood is normal, no traces of any STDs or the like. There's quite a bit of information here. I should hope so. That test wasn't cheap, you know. Just skip to the match, would you? Right, I'm on it. I should look over this again later and make sure I have a clean bill of health. With that optimistic thought in mind, I skim the rest of the test until I land on the final page. There we go. Probability of patient A and patient B being direct blood relatives is 100%. A perfect match. Yay, we're sisters. I look up from the paper and gauge Zoey's reaction. She stares at me with her eyes wide open, as though she's actually surprised to hear that we're siblings. 100%? There's not even a remote possibility that we're not related? It says here that the results are rounded to the nearest 0.0001%, so it's not impossible, but it looks like we're sisters after all. I can feel the envelope shaking in my hands as my mind processes what I've just said. Zoey and I, without a doubt, 100% blood-related sisters. The things we did together, the dates we went on, the kiss we shared, we two sisters, offspring of the same parents, all those things... did all those things with and to each other. Without a thought for what it might lead to, we deepened our relationship, we flirted in public, filled each other up at school, we became as intimate as a real couple. And now that reality has caught up to us, that may no longer be possible. This can't be happening. This has to be some kind of mistake, right? Zoey. No, I get it. They mixed up our results with someone else's, right? Yeah, that's it. Or maybe they just screwed up the test. Nobody's perfect after all. Zoey, please. Why am I getting so worked up over a stupid test? It's obviously wrong. I mean, how can we be sisters? Sisters don't go on dates or kiss or do any of that stuff. We're just an ordinary couple, right? There's no way we could be related. Don't you think so, Iris? Come on, tell me I'm right. I look at Zoey, she pleads with my eyes in tears. My own eyes begin to grow teary as I can feel my anxiety getting the best of me. Stop it, Zoey. Pleading with me isn't going to change anything. It was 100% match. We really are sisters. Iris? Hey, come on, how can that be right? We grew up on different continents. We never even met until we both came here. There's no chance that we're related. This is all just... Damn it, Zoey, just accept it already. Both knew from the start. We both knew that we were sisters all along, right? But that's okay. It doesn't change anything. Nothing has to be different between us. We just keep going on like we have been, you know? I can hear the desperation in my own voice as I try to convince Zoey that everything is okay. Even if we're sisters, nothing needs to change. We knew there was a high probability of that from the beginning, and it never stopped us until now. Why shouldn't it be any different this far along? No, I can't. I can't accept that. If we really are sisters then, all those things we did... Zoey covers her mouth with her hand as though she's about to throw up. I kissed you. I kissed my own sister. I held you in my arms and kissed you. I took off your clothing, ran my fingers down your bare flesh. What kind of sister and a disgusting human being could do that to their own sister? If we really are sisters, then you and I... All those things I did to you... Stop it, Zoey, please. Look, it doesn't matter, okay? Who cares if we're siblings? It's not like we'd have children anyway, right? Come on, can't we just go back to how things were an hour ago? Zoey shakes her head while still cupping her mouth with her hand. Impossible. I may be a lot of things, but that line is one I can't even cross. Why? Tell me how this changes a single thing. It doesn't, right? I still love you, and you still love me. We're just two people in love, the same as always. Why shouldn't things like blood matter? I don't care if you're my sister. Why do you? Once again, Zoey shakes her head. Not that simple, Iris. Hell, it isn't. It's illegal for us to be together, Iris. We can't be doing stuff like this. Then why now? After a stupid piece of paper? You can't tell me all this time you're pretending we weren't sisters. Zoey? I need to be alone. Zoey, stop. No, I won't accept this. I don't care what the test results were. Ever since I met you, I felt so different. Since the moment I laid my eyes on you, Zoey, before Zoey has a chance to say anything, I put everything on the line. I forced my lips to hers. Startled, Zoey tries to pull away, but I close my arms around her shoulders. To my relief, she kisses back. She gently places her arms around me and kisses me back, closing her eyes and allowing herself to be taken away. Her breathing slows, and Zoey finally begins to calm down. Soft lips move against my own with an increasing urgency. I slide my hand behind her neck, feeling her warmth. How can something so simple feel this good? I think that her tongue finds its way into my mouth, and we entwine them. It doesn't matter if we're sisters. It doesn't matter. If I can feel like this when I'm with her, then how can it be wrong? I can't help myself. The excitement from the kiss, Zoey's blood pressing up against mine. Zoey's body pressing up against mine, while my pent-up frustration come crashing out. I let out a small moan. Zoey. Like a spell being broken, Zoey's eyes open up, clarity returning to them at rapid pace. We were in the middle of kissing each other like lovers would. Zoey's lips pull away from mine. I'm sorry. I can't do this. No, please, I love you. I try to kiss her again, but Zoey's already backing up, twisting out of my embrace. We can't do this. I can't do this. Zoey blurts out before she runs out the door. No, please, I'm sorry. Please forget it ever happened. I grab hold of Zoey's arm, desperate to pull her close. The moment I think Zoey has calmed herself, she opens her eyes in realization and shoves me away. Zoey? Shut up. Get away from me, Iris. Just leave me alone. My heart pounds so fast, it might stop forever, imploding on itself with the sheer weight of my panic. I hear the sound of the front door closing shut. Zoey really was my sister. Not just my half-sister either, even our mothers are the same. And yet I can feel tears beginning to form in the corners of my eyes. My own sister, I slowly formed a relationship, one which began to develop into a romantic relationship. I began romantically involved with my own flesh and blood sister. I committed a grave sin which even my father would not overlook. Now, Zoey's gone. Why? Before I can even begin to speak, I sink to the floor and cry. I can't even breathe. Jess hurts so much. She was the only one I'd ever cared about this way. I blew it. Tears finally began streaming down my face. The jaw begins to tremble, and I can feel grief overwhelming me. Why did you leave me, Zoey? Why couldn't you stay here with me? Was it so wrong for me to focus on my future? Is there no way we can keep living together? It doesn't have to be lovers. We can be a normal family. It's two sisters living under the same roof. Get any other siblings. You don't even have to care about me. You could hate me and never speak to me. Ignore me all you want. Paper in my hand crumples as I hold it tight to my chest. I just want you to be by my side. The next day, I wake up at sunrise to the sounds of movement in the hallway. Quickly head to bed to investigate. What I find is Zoey in the hallway and... You're leaving? Zoey's back is to me rigid. A duffel bag is by her legs, the same one that she when she first moved in. Best we don't speak to each other much anymore. It wouldn't be good for either of us. Just keep what I have here. It isn't valuable to me. Look, I don't know what I was thinking last night. Sorry for it all. Can we just go back to normal? Normal? We can just forget about this whole mess and just be normal sisters. We can't. Sorry. It always sounds like she's gonna cry. Please, I need you. Please don't leave. Precisely why I'm leaving. Sisters don't belong together. Yep. Sisters don't belong together. It isn't right. And it won't go anywhere good for us. I'm sorry. Please don't try to contact. Zoey begins to choke up. I can barely breathe at this point from the realization of what's happening. Zoey wants nothing to do with me now. I'd hoped she could get over this and things would return to normal in the morning. But now, everything was ruined. When Zoey turns to leave, I don't run after her heroically. I don't do anything as the door shuts softly behind her, leaving me in the quiet, lonely apartment. Throughout the week, I tried calling Zoey and messaging her a couple of times. Eventually, I only received a number unavailable dial tone. Zoey never appeared in school again either. I fended off answers from the school board and our dad. I truly didn't know where she was any more than they did. Felt like I was going to go insane without her. Each day was such a drag, and I just couldn't bear the loneliness that engulfed me. I ached for her. My body craved her touch, as well as her kiss just one more time. I usually end up crying myself to sleep. I even stopped eating daily. It was the one thing I could think about. It was killing me. Finally, after about 2 months, I decided to try and find her around town. In a twist of fate, I found a flyer reading Lead in Pink. My heart races as I reach the bar and head inside. When I see no sign of Zoey up on the stage, I began to ask around. I perk up once I saw a man from the band I recognized, the drummer. Excuse me, I'm looking for a girl who used to play for this band. Her name is Zoey. Zoey? Yes, Zoey. Have you seen her? Oh, her. She told us she was skipping town like a month ago. We haven't seen her since. Settling myself against a wall, God damn it. I almost dropped to my knees in shock. For all this time, I didn't think that things could go possibly get any worse. I began crying hard as ever. Whoa, miss, are you alright? Here, let me help you. Just go, please. You can't help me. No one can. The guy balks. I probably sound insane, but perhaps I was at this point. After about 15 minutes of getting worried looks, I headed out of the bar. I arrive back at my apartment and throw myself on my bed. As I lay on the bed, I can't stop the tears from flowing. I get myself a bad ending. As time went on, old wounds began to fade. I brought friends home and began to venture out doing things. I didn't tell anyone about my experience with Zoey, or what had transpired between us. With schoolwork and volunteering myself whenever possible, it wasn't so hard to keep my mind off Zoey. I found myself thinking of her less and less. I didn't cry over her anymore either. As I dug myself deeper into my schoolwork, I had no intentions of getting close to anyone anytime soon. I decided I could be happy on my own, that I didn't need anyone in that way. And before I knew it, I was in college. On a bright fall day, I sipped on my coffee while walking around town with my friend from school. I think the guy at that coffee shop gave me decaf. Why would he do that? We in high school. None of that, not one of my prouder moments. I chuckle to myself and give her a reassuring smile. Well, there's about 3 coffee shops on this block alone. I'm sure we can find another one. No way. If I'm going to stop going to this one, he'll probably think he's won. Won? He'll think the reason I'm not going back to the coffee shop is because of him. Therefore, he has influence over me. I won't allow it. You're being silly. He's probably just forgot. My voice trails off as I'm instantly distracted. On the street corner, a girl with long black hair is waiting for the light to cross. I knew instantly who it was. All the pain I held dormant threatened to burst from my heart. This can't be real. Iris? In a second, the light would be turning green on the walk signal. Before letting my friend finish speaking, I tossed my coffee in a nearby trash bin and rushed towards the street corner. I'm sorry, something's come up. Calling you tomorrow, alright? I approached the street corner at a rapid pace, my chest tightening with each step. What am I even thinking? We haven't spoken in so long. What if I can't even bring myself to speak to her? But all that didn't matter. I just kept walking towards her. Zoey? Zoey lifts her head from her phone to look at me. As we lock eyes, hers begin to widen in a torrent of emotions. Iris, I stare at her calmly. I have no idea why I'm suddenly so calm. But staring into those beautiful eyes of hers again, I almost forgot myself. I need to go. Suddenly Zoey tries to flee across the street. No way, I'm not going to let her slip away. This scenario, I've played it through my head a million times. I'm back. Please don't follow me. I pursue Zoey at a brisk pace. She isn't running, but she also isn't making it easy to catch up. Please, Zoey, stop. Almost after a minute of following her, I finally can't take it anymore. Stop! I commanded her. Zoey finally halts. Please, just speak to me. I've already lost you once. Why are you doing this to me again? Zoey lowers her head into her hands. Iris, I'm sorry. Zoey is now crying, hiding her face in her hands. My heart flutters from hearing her voice again after all this time. Look, why don't we just get off the main path? I direct Zoey into a secluded part of the park nearby. Here, we'll be able to speak freely without gawking bystanders. As I watch Zoey wipe away the remnants of her tears, I curse myself for the feelings rushing through me right now. Even now, after all this time, she's the closest thing I've had to love in a relationship. Please, just leave me. Or let me leave. Zoey speaks so softly that I almost don't hear her. Her request sends a wave of anger through me. That's what you have to say to me after all this time? What more is there to say? I don't know, how about I'm sorry for leaving with no contact, no way of knowing if you were alive or dead? I don't want to talk about it. Just get over it. I did. Just get over it. What? Did I mean nothing to you? Zoey pauses and hesitantly looks me in the eye. That's right. Her words cut me into me like a knife, shattering whatever vestiges of humility I had left. I began to cry, my earlier calmness nowhere to be found. How could she say that to me? For I loved so much just told me I was nothing. You mean everything to me, and I meant nothing to you? Oh God, Iris, please don't cry. I didn't mean it. Iris, I had to leave. It was the only way. Furious, I grabbed hold of both her arms. Why? You left out the door and never spoke to me again, so just tell me it was so damn important. Practically hisses, grabbing my hands off her arms and pinning me against the bench. Because I love you. Not like friends, not like sisters. I love you, Iris. I stopped fighting her grasp, fighting back my own tears as the shock elation hits me all at once. I thought about contacting you. I really did. I went to your college several times over the last year. You were keeping tabs on me, and you never once contacted me? I had to know you're doing alright, and you were. Smiling, you were laughing with your friends, you looked like you were doing fine at college. I moved away, hoping to escape all the confusing thoughts I had. I ended up falling for you and almost ruining your life. I put you in jeopardy for your scholarship at school. I played fucked up games with you. Stops for a second, her breathing strained, fighting back tears. And it's wrong. It's so wrong to have these feelings. You don't choose who you love. No, but you choose whether your love will hurt the other person's life. If we're together, it's always going to run the risk of being discovered. We won't be able to be together around friends and we will get caught. I don't care. I don't care about these other people. I only care about you. Just please don't leave me here. Please don't leave me and never talk to me like you've been. Iris, I'm going to want something from you again. Same thing I've wanted all these months when we were together. I don't mind. I want the same thing. If we do this, it's going to haunt us. It will always be on our minds if we push this to the next level. It won't haunt us. Yes, it will. Normal siblings don't do stuff like this. Then we're not normal. Iris, stop it. Please. Think about what you're asking me to do with you. Come back with me. Come back to my apartment. Zoey stares at the ground, her eyes lost and swimming with emotion. Tell me you don't want to. After this. Making her wrist, I aggressively seek out her lips. Stop. Don't. You deserve a normal life. You can easily have one. You don't need me being there, seeing everything. But we could just be sisters. Really? After you tried to kiss me just now, you think we could just be sisters? I'll always want you that way. Why I had to leave. Why I couldn't bring myself to even talk to you. I'd just do it again. I just pull you down this path with no happy ending. Stare at my feet as Zoey tells me the matter-of-factly, ground swimming beneath my gray vision. I'm going to leave now. Please don't follow me. Zoey opens her mouth as if she has one last thing to say, then seems to decide against it, turning to leave. For some time had passed, I let out a haggard breath I didn't realize I was holding. Worst thing was, I knew she was right. Who knows what would happen to us if we tried to be together and someone found out we were sisters. I walked from the path, hugging myself. Though I didn't get the answer I wanted from Zoey, perhaps this was for the best. But another part of me, one screaming in the back of my head, wondered, how would we really know how things would turn out? But it was too late now. Leaving the quiet park, I couldn't help but dwell on how things could have been. I got the bad ending. Well, that's not good.